Welcome to part 3 of this is where I put my Prank Kids deck if I wanted to waste them. Today we're going to be talking about the next 5 of our metagame discussion. And here's what I can tell you about this. There are a few decks that we haven't covered yet that I don't know where we're supposed to put them on the list. And with that being said, let's traverse into part 3. I still probably am going to do a part 4, and then we'll revisit this later when we know more. But I don't have Magical Musket on this list, nor do I have Trap Tricks. So we'll get there for part 3 somewhere else along, or part 4. Still got into part 3, shall we? Alright, we're starting off part 3 with the best of the best, actually. And it's Prank Kids. Now, I don't have the attention span to learn how this deck does, nor do I have the ability to want to learn what Prank Kids do.
Same.
But the things that I can tell you that the deck does, very consistent boards, actually. Opening up Dropsies plus other guys really get your board going. Instant Fusion is one of the most lit starters that the deck actually has going for it. And I think overall, the ending board that Prank Kids makes might not be the most optimal thing, but when you're pressuring and making these large monsters and these large disruptions that you can produce on your opponent's turn, the deck is pretty good. Now, much like Ritual Beast, a lot of players don't take time to read what a lot of this stuff does, which creates some of these issues in the metagame for players where, yeah, unfortunately, you just lose to the deck because you're not educated. And education can throw you off. I know, right? Reading is hard in this day and age. Trust me, all Yu-Gi-Oh! Players are guilty of it. But with that being said, I don't know. Capitalization, education, the large boards, just not knowing what the heck you're doing in the overall matchup can punish you. And Prank Kids is a deck that you might not see it every day, but if you go into a regional event and you're not educated on it, your opponent just starts going, oh, and then they end on like Rip Roar and Rooster and all of the other negates, and you're just like, what do I do? Like, all of this work just to get blown out by a hand trap plus friends, yeah, it'll happen, and it's not a good sight to see. Trust me on that. I've seen some really salty players lose to the deck just because left field you're just like, oh, that's cute. Now, next up on the list is Madolche. Now, I have to put Madolche on this list because, well, one, the deck is one of the best going second rip your boards apart of all time. Obviously, it can't do it consistently, but let's be honest here, ladies and gentlemen. When your opponent sticks a Tiramisu on the field and you're going second and you don't have a way to negate it, you're just like, it's non-targeting. Watch me go. Obviously, their Link monster didn't work out the way that players wanted it to, but we can't say much bad about that other than, hey, future card design, glass flow for non-targeting, protection. I don't know. Madolche really have things going for it. Also, they're one of the most consistent decks in the format to abuse kaijus. Going into a format like this, where your boss monster might be the line of defense between you and your opponent, yeah, honestly, give or take, ladies and gentlemen, I think Madolche could be a deck again. We had, 4 straight top 8s last format with the deck as we were figuring things out. And players were literally like, but what do I do? How do I beat Madolche? Like, I don't know. It's not like it's a hard matchup to beat. I mean, you make them go first. Their best board isn't anything great. But at the end of the day, that little bit of great can be enough to put you on tilt and cost you the game. So, once again, being educated on a deck that you should probably be educated on, just because you haven't played against it doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. So, and that's advice to new players too. Like, pay attention to your matchups and, well, you won't get blown the fuck out. Now, next up on this list is actually in the exact opposite category of Madolche for breaking boards, and it's the OTK factor of Crusadia. Now, pure Crusadia with waterfronts and all that fun fancy jazz hasn't been a deck for a while. But when you're in a format like this, the first thing I want to say to you is OTK, that game, Equimax plus monsters plus Maximus equals get your asshole Recticus. Trust me, my buddy Austin knows all about a prolapse anus.
This is an airman. But I'll take it because it's ultra.
Oh, no, there are other ones in there. Anyway, so here's the thing with Crusadia. You've got a deck that wants to go second. One hand trap can cost you the game. I say question mark on that because it really depends on the extenders that your deck is putting out, though. Because, yes, you can get disrupted, but it depends. Also, your deck gets to abuse the Guard Dragon engine because, Draco is a guy. Plus, you get to go Crusadia, kick it over so that you have the mutual point 2 zone, which just makes life all the better for that. So, Saruja, Equimax, bada bing, bada boom, drop it on the field. It's a fun time to be a Crusadia player. So, here's what I got out of this. Very good going second deck, check. OTK potential, check. Don't really care what the opponent does turn 1 because you're strapping on your helmet and you're going as deep as you can. I honestly think, for the most part, that the devastation that the deck can cause is really good. So, buckle up, kids. Crusadia OTK might be coming back, and it might be a really, really fun time if you're a Crusadia player. I enjoy getting OTK'd. Don't you?
Same. By Morphtronics.
By Morphtronics. Now, next up on this list is Salad. So, here's where I am with Salad at the moment. Don't sigh. You can't
Trash.
It can't be that. Okay, so every Salad player has basically jumped off of a cliff and said, I'm eating this deck so far out that it hurts. Hey, good news though. You already bought Signet Minings since you're a Salad player. That just means you can play Code Talker and Marincess, right?
Yeah.
Mission accomplished. So, Salad, for those of you that don't know, got the biggest hit on the list. And by biggest hit, I mean, whew, that was a spicy hit. So, Gazelle's at 1. You've got Circle at 1. You've got Signet Mining at 3 at this point in time. So, what do? Well, you got 5 Gazelles instead of 9. Alright? We're just shaving off consistency. And like Sky Striker, a very well-timed DD Crow can ruin your dueling career. It's actually kind of funny. I didn't actually realize how good DD Crow was pre-making these videos until we started talking about it. It's like, hey, DD Crow, target the Gazelle. You're like, no.
That hurt when you had 3 Gazelle.
Yeah, now it hurts when you got the 1. Spinny's value doesn't seem as good anymore either. I don't know. Yeah, you play Triple Flame Buffalo now, but I don't know what else you're going to do. The budget Yu-Gi-Oh deck of choice just got yeeted out the front door. Feels real bad, man. If you're a Salad player, I look forward to seeing how the deck evolves. Trust me on this. Does Signet Mining really warrant its huge-ass price tag? No, not at all. I think its huge price tag is pretty disgusting, actually. But that's for Marincess and for the other decks. So, take away from this, yeah, sorry, Salad. I feel bad for you, but not really, honestly, because you had your reign. Doesn't feel bad. And the last deck we have on this list is, of course, Orcust. Now, nobody knows what Orcust is going to do, except for the people that know what Orcust is going to do. And where I am with this right now is you can't Fogblade, and you can't Rusty Bardiche for the interruption on the opponent's turn anymore, which took away 3 disruptions that you had for the opponent, which makes life all the harder now as an Orcust player. Now, with that being said, Gadget Orcust still exists. Actually, a stimulation of the Orcust combo still exists, because you can still Galatea, grab the Crescendo, grab the Field Spell. You've got options available to you. It's not a big deal, alright? Those interruptions and things that the opponent can do, yeah, you still have access to them, alright? Nothing really changed, it's just you lost stuff. But Ding Ding is still a good card, and I get it. Players are frustrated with the hits on Orcust. Should have been Mermaid, they said. But, I don't know. relax on things. I think the way that the format is going to go, for the most part, we'll probably continue to see Orcust do something. If not, there'll be a splash, because I know Zombie Crusadia Orcust or whatnot is still a meme deck for the most part. But I'm pretty sure if you guys have requests for part 4, obviously drop them down below in the comment section. I still want to talk about Musket and a couple other things, but that will get covered when I get there. So guys, like this video, comment down below, and well guys, I'll catch you on the next part. Peace out, guys. The ride never, well, truly ends. Thank you, patrons. Without you guys, I don't know what I'd be wearing in these videos. I might be a Truffle Shuffle incident all over again. Guys, please also check out VanCole40 for some awesome Vanguard content. Some other interesting stuff you might find up here on the left or in the description as well. Thanks for watching.